Urge Palette is located downtown Riverside, 3635 9th Street. Me and Laura Medea decided to open an art store 2014, and out of necessity for basic art supplies that me and fellow artists were kind of unable to find, I started an art department in an office supply store, and for me to make the transition into an actual art store was an easy decision. We came up with the idea because we were always having shows inside Urge Palette Art Supplies. So we were used to having monthly receptions for gallery shows. And as the months went by and the art shows got bigger, we decided, you know, it was an easy transition again into this place, which is directly next door, which is Paint Sugar Gallery. And we were lucky enough to have the salon that it used to be notify us before the landlord. So we were able to save up and plan a few months ahead of time. So the transition from salon into gallery, it was a fun project, but it was also something that we were always planning in our minds. We were always actually joking about the fact that, oh, if this guy ever moves out, we'll just have an art show there, you know, and then we'll just put like a hole in the wall, and then it would be something that you can move back and forth and have like the art store and the gallery combined. And one day he walked in and he was like, hey, I'm gonna move out. You guys should take over and put a passage through the wall. And we were like, would you guys listen to our conversation or what, you know? The very first show we ever did was an all-female witch-themed show called Cauldron Hearted. It was a mixture of mostly local artists, but also out-of-town artists and out of the country as well. And then the show that we have now, which is a double header, one of them being Cali Arte, which is an East Los Angeles collective, a family collective, a husband and wife and their kids. That's what the collective consists of. And they're doing a series on gentrification, which is also about their neighborhood in East Los Angeles. And the second half of the show is the Inland Empire Immigrant Youth Collective, which is a group benefit show. And all the artists in this show are giving their share of their art, and they're going to be dedicating it to the IE Inland Empire Immigrant Youth Collective.
The most recent art show that I participated at Urge Palette was the Witches art show, and it was 13 women. I did, a piece of it was like a witch as a sculpture, but I've done mostly Halloween shows. I've done a coffin with all kinds of, bits and pieces and sculptures and paintings on it. The kind of art that I create would be mostly illustrations and dabbling in, sculptures, mixed media, sometimes short stop motion films, stuff like that.
So the opportunities that Urge has given me are just networking. All the people that I've met coming through the store, whether it's being an artist or just an everyday person trying to figure out their calling, the opportunities here were something that weren't achievable what I was doing before, and I'm highly grateful for Urge Palette and just what they're doing for the community. My art is a variation of everything that revolves around my life. As you can see in this artwork here, it was just something that brought me to my roots, and this is what that show was about. What I'm trying to embrace in my art is to make people think and feel a certain way when they see that type of art. 4 letters can fit anything, like buena onda, de la raza. There's a lot of phrases in, I feel like Mexican slang or language that can be interpreted within those 8 letters. So I felt like regardless of what it says, it's trying to, bring you closer to that sense of your roots. Printmaking is just another home for me, really.
I think that, this whole thing is just a crazy experiment that's working so far. As long as my landlord lets us stay here, then we're going to be happy with whatever happens in the near future, which I think will be more art shows, a lot more supplies coming, a lot more activities coming, and hopefully, we get to be allowed to be here longer. So, yeah, more of the same, more good stuff.